Jack Black cancels his tour after Kyle publicly states he wishes Trump had been shot. Skidoosh.
A man named Matthew Pancake was caught with a bunch of hamsters in his pants. They still haven't found the gerbil.
A new study concluded hippos can become airborne. The experiment consisted of a trampoline and your mom.
And as you know, a guy tried to assassinate Trump, or as the media would say, Trump fell down, then was rushed off stage after being startled by being shot.
The podcast all the cool kids have been talking up. It's the Talk Down.
Hi, I'm Adam Yenser, and I used to work for Forensic Files.
I saw your note, so I put my story as, I'm Ethan Nicolle, and my wife once unknowingly provided room and board to a serial killer.
That's amazing. I can't wait to hear that.
And I'm Trevor Andersen, and I was once whisked away to an after-hours club by a black dwarf named Marvin.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I don't drink anymore, by the way.
Those all sound like exciting stories. We'll tell those in the subscriber portion. Go to thetalkdown.com to join up and pay to hear those stories.
To hear those crazy stories.
Yeah.
And then whatever else we talk about.
Yeah.
You never know. But in this very special 12th episode, here we are. So prepare to get triggered. If you're woke, because we're about to legalize comedy up in this. And
didn't we do that last week?
And you should totally, I figure we should start doing it if we really want to make money.
We're going to just entice all the... If you want to fight cancel culture and support free speech and stick it to Hollywood by looking at the content they don't want you to see.
Give us your money. Pay us.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Well, how's your week, guys?
I'm exhausted.
Down.
I'm exhausted tonight. I was so my parents are in town visiting, and it's great having them here. We saw the.
Are they proud of you?
Well, they used to be when I was employed. Now that I'm just doing this, not at all. They've seen what this is. Do you think they're watching this right now?
What are you doing right now?
Do you think they're out there watching this right now, proud of me? Proud of me making a gerbil joke and then watching Trevor stutter through his intro? We're so glad we flew to LA to hang out with our big celebrity. Our big celebrity stud. Maybe 15.
By the way, Trevor's on the show. We didn't even say hi.
We let him introduce himself.
That's true. But like, hey, everybody, Trevor's here.
Yeah.
You said you would edit. I don't know why you guys...
No, Trevor's our comedian guest for the night. He's a talented comedian. He's an old friend of ours. And yeah, my parents are very proud of me.
He's got tats.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But so my parents are very proud of me. They're in town. They think I'm such a big celebrity. I might get 1,500 views on my podcast.
Do you lie to them about what you're doing right now?
No, but so anyway, we went to the Hollywood Bowl on Friday night to see John Williams in Music of the Movies, which was very cool. But he was sick this year, so it was a different conductor.
He wasn't actually there?
No, but it was still the good music. But yeah, but then today, they'd never been up to Sequoia before, Sequoia National Park, which it's beautiful. They have the giant trees. Mm-hmm. But I got up early at 5:30 a.m. and we drove up there. It's a 3.5 hour drive. And it's about 2 hour drive through the park. And then it's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive back. And then I drove out here another hour to the podcast. So I've been up since 5:30. I've driven about 9 hours today.
So usually driving out here feels like a really long drive for you. But today it was like...
Today I was like, oh, it's just around the corner.
Skipping a jump out there.
Exactly.
Inland Empire.
Yeah. How was your week, Ethan?
My week, well... We went to one of the most dreaded places on earth for a father, for me anyway, a water park. I don't know what you guys feel about water parks, but I'm already a self-conscious fat guy. I have extremely sensitive skin. I'm an introvert. Like everything, it's designed to make me miserable. The sun, the water, just not dressing. Like I'm not taking my shirt off. Just all that stuff. So, kids being hyper, everything's overpriced. So we did that, and then. My family all got stomach flu.
Oh gosh! Was it from the water at the water park?
No, two of us, me and my daughter, had it before we went. I think we got it for a neighbor kid, and then
so you gave it to the other people. You were the carriers that brought it with you to the water park.
So much chlorine.
Put it in the water.
It's a soup of disease.
It's mostly pee. I think it's most. That's what would worry me the most about the water park.
Yeah, it's just pure.
Yeah,
that chlorine smell.
I hate the chlorine smell.
It's pee.
Yeah, and being in a bunch of water with a bunch of strangers, like all their bodily, everything on their body is floating around you. It's just the more you grow up and think about it, the grosser it is. When you're a kid, you're so blissfully ignorant.
You're spitting the water out of your mouth.
I loved it when I was a kid. I loved water parks.
Yeah, I did too. In my head, a water park is a fun place, but it's probably because I haven't been since I was a kid. And when I was a kid, they were like the best place. I might. I'm not opposed to
it.
Just
alone guy like at the water park.
No, I didn't say by myself. I go with a date or with friends. Like take my girlfriend. I wouldn't be like, oh, hey, I have a day off. I'm gonna go hang out at the water park.
Me and Raging Waters have a date tonight.
Yeah. Hey kids, I woke up with a stomach flu, so I decided to come here and float around the wave pool.
The specific sign they have is like
for a little bit.
If you have had diarrhea in the last 2 weeks, you may not enter the water.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So last night, luckily everybody got to have a good day at the water park and everything, and I had a great attitude. I was nice and not grumpy. Mm-hmm. That's always the hard thing. I try to explain, like, dear, my wife, she doesn't understand that I can do things that I hate but enjoy them because I enjoy my children having fun. My son vomited. So I know that our oldest son was in the other room with my wife, and he puked all night. And then my son puked 7 times and 3 diarrheas.
Wow.
Throughout the night last night.
Is that a record?
So I'm fairly tired right now too.
Do you keep track?
I did keep. I kept track last night. Yeah, I don't know. I just is all. Each moment was a distinct. Oh, here we go again. Yeah.
Trevor, how was your week?
Yeah. How was your week, Trevor?
Pretty good.
How many vomits and diarrheas did you make this week?
Okay, I have a toddler and a newborn. There's always a lot of puking.
A lot of fluids.
A lot of puking and a lot of pooping. And then there's always something. You think that your gross out meter is maxed out, and you're like, I'm good. And then they do something even worse, and you're like, oh,
yeah. I got gross. Last night, the puke actually got to me. I'd been through a lot of puke because my daughter had all night, and I had to deal with that too. But just it hit me. I started gagging.
Oh wow!
I almost thought I was going to lose it.
Okay, well, this isn't like I don't have any new gross stories. But I do take my son to a trampoline park. Mm-hmm. We always take him to something because it's real hot, but we want him to get all that energy out. So there's a trampoline park. He gets to jump for free. I just pay a monthly fee. And it's great. We go and he jumps. But I realized that pretty quickly I'm weird. I look weird just standing there watching this kid because my wife is Mexican and she's got much darker skin. Okay. And my son looks more like her, so I just look like I'm like watching this child I've trafficked.
You're just a guy there with his eye on the Mexican one.
Right, yeah, exactly. The guy who looks like you're gonna like snag him and put in the back of it.
Yeah, so I bought us some Mario and Luigi ball caps, and I gave him the Mario cap, and I wear the Luigi one, and now people are like, oh, okay, they're together. I get it now. Like, just so I don't look creeped out. But and then he was like standing there jumping, and I'm trying to jump near him. And then he just goes, ah! And he's screaming. And I was like, oh, what's wrong? He's like, praise the Lord, oh, my soul. And I was, oh, okay. He was singing a worship song. I thought
because he loved trampolining so much?
I guess he's jumping up and down and singing praise the Lord, oh, my soul. So, it was kind of a touching moment.
Singing a joyful song of the Lord.
That's right.
Good for him.
Okay.
And his screaming in pain voice.
I was at a trampoline park and a kid just started bleeding everywhere. And I don't remember why, but
oh man,
I could not find an attendant. I was like, there's blood. I was running around the place. It's bleeding. People are jumping in the blood. Nobody's doing anything. I'm like going all around the place. These places are so ghetto.
It's run by teenagers.
I was like, I'm going to stand here so no one else jumps in the blood. But then like nobody came like, all right, forget it. Jump in the blood. I don't care anymore.
I made the mistake of jumping in those foam pits that they have.
Oh, that's... Talk about gross.
They're very gross, but also they don't tell you that it's impossible to get out of unless you weigh 25 pounds and where they can roll across. Every step
time you move, you go down.
It's like what quicksand would be if it was real. And the only it was like a jujitsu lesson. Like that one time I took a free jujitsu lesson after COVID, and I was like, "Hey, this is gonna be." And then I threw up. That's what it felt like. Wow. And the only reason I got out because I just didn't want to be the guy that they called the fire department.
They called the Coast Guard in. Yeah.
I was at a trampoline park one time, and the staff come over and they go, "Sir,
what the hell are you doing?
What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, they threw me out of the water park, so I came to watch the kids here."
In my memory, it was a lot of fun around these places.
Can't a grown man come to any of these places alone on a weekend?
Oh, man, much worse than the Disney adults.
Take your girlfriend.
The small amusement park adults.
Yeah.
I like the idea of you taking your girlfriend out to a night at the trampoline park.
Yeah. Hey, babe, you want to go watch kids at the trampoline park? Oh, do I have to dress
Have a
to
nice-
trampoline? No, we're not going to be trampolining.
Yeah.
I just like to watch the kids.
We could lady in the tramp one of those giant pretzels with
Yeah.
huge salt.
I
chunks on
didn't
them.
think it would. I didn't think it was okay, but then I saw this weird white guy watching a Mexican kid, and apparently it's allowed.
And, it's the smell of feet that really gets me
yeah,
about
it
that
smells
place.
very footy.
Yeah, you get
That's terrible because if they come over to me and they're like, "Sir, why are you here watching the kids?" and I go, "It's the smell of feet. It gets to me."
Oh man!
I'm not here for the kids. We hear the foot smell. Yeah.
As soon as we leave that place, I just I dump a hand sanitizer all over my son. I want him to get athlete's face.
Are you guys ready to talk down the week's top news?
Let's do this.
It's been a crazy news week, has it not?
Has
Let's jump in here. 1 in 3 Biden supporters think the Trump shooting might have been staged. 1 in 3. Think
one
about
in
that
3.
statistic.
it's insane.
A new poll has laid bare how many voters believe the conspiracy theories swirling around the attempted assassination of Donald Trump over the weekend. 1/3 of those who support Trump's Democratic presidential rival Joe Biden said they believe the attack may have been staged and had never been intended to kill the former president. That equates a little over over 33%. The word point is not in there. And even some of Trump's own supporters believe the same thing, with around 12% suspecting the event was planned. According to the poll conducted by Morning Consult, an American business intelligence company.
Wait, so I'm sorry. Who doesn't think who thinks it wasn't planned? Like he's just casually walking by and he's like, you know what? He's like
staged.
It's like an impulse buy.
He's like, "Well, I was just out with my gun, and there was a president over there, and I figured, why the hell not?"
it wasn't planned at all. It's like
Tragedy, a man. I mean, come on, guys, a man died.
Gross. Good.
Let's get our stuff together. Or no, I can't say that. Let's get our stuff together here.
So the survey revealed the scale of the beliefs. Besides dividing respondents' answers by voter allegiance, voters were also polled as a whole. In total, 1 in 5 voters, 20%, said the theory that the shooting was staged was credible, although the majority, some 62%, said the unsubstantiated theory was not credible. The remaining voters were unsure or had no opinion on the matter. So the poll asked a series of questions about who or what was to blame for the shooting. So that's kind of moving on to who do you think is the reason this guy shot, at Trump, besides the actions of the shooter. Some 38% blamed Trump himself, saying he had created this surge toward violence in American politics. In contrast, 29% of these polled said that the responsibility for the violent tone of the political discourse lay with Biden, while 31% blamed the Republican Party and 25% blamed Democrats.
and 10%.
What about the media?
10% blamed weird vibes.
Yeah, it's just the vibes.
The Mercury was in retrograde.
Yeah, the media gets no. I was thinking, I saw that. No media.
Yeah, right.
Now, does everyone saying that they think it was staged or planned? Do they all have the same idea of what that means? Because I hear some people think it's staged in that it was like fake blood and it was like a
I
performance.
see a lot of people say,
Then
like,
there's
oh
some
yeah, he
people-
like took a razor blade to his ear like wrestlers do.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's done WWE before.
Yeah, he's got history.
But then there's people that think that either it was like an inside job, like
I mean, those
they
are
were
two
trying
different.
to take him out.
I think if you say staged,
Or-
you think Trump came up with it.
Yeah, planned.
Inside job was like the CIA.
But I feel like planned could also be like planned by the opposition or
Yeah,
planned
right.
in some nefarious
so. I think
way.
in this
Yeah.
case, I think it's more Trump did it to get.
I see.
Well, and then there were people saying that the bullet grazed his ear, and that was the plan for them to shoot him.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
the
ear.
weirdest one I saw.
Okay.
I've seen some of these. I saw one right here. I don't know if I put this in the notes, but this guy put Trump's assassination attempt was definitely staged. It's incredibly easy to shoot someone from 150 yards from a prone position and not kill them. It's so easy to shoot someone with the centimeters of their brain close enough to just graze their ear but not hit their skull. Wind wouldn't have anything to do with it. And DPMS rifles are known for being so accurate that you don't have to worry about the MOA capability of the rifle. Wind couldn't possibly influence the shot by half an inch. Any 20-year-old could make these cold bore shots without a sniper rifle setup. So that one tricked me.
Yeah.
He was joking.
Is very sarcasm.
Yeah.
Well-
when you read it out loud,
And there are some
but
people.
every reaction to it is like, "You're an idiot, man." What if?
Oh, there's people that think he's being
Yeah, a
serious
ton,
and not.
a ton.
he clearly knows too much about
Yeah,
being a
that's
sniper.
what's throwing me off.
to be-
Like, this is one of those guys that from the military that went all Democrat or something.
Oh yeah, no, he knows too much about guns to be a Democrat. But then, then there was like there's one where there was a guy. They were saying that was like blading and pro wrestling,
Right.
But one of the photos, you can actually see the bullet.
Right. The thing whizzing by his head.
Yeah.
I was skeptical of that because I've never seen any photo anywhere
where
that's
you can
ever
see the
shown a
bullet.
bullet.
Oh, really?
Right. Right.
So
Not
I was a
mid-flight.
combat photographer, and it happened more often than you would think.
But did it happen with? I get if you're like like again shooting in combat or with like a high speed camera, but just like a regular news camera at a public event, I've never seen. There's like shootings that happen. I've never seen a bullet mid flight on a photograph.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, it's crazy, but I watched how he did it,
And it's possible.
So what he did is he saw that something was going on. You know, he heard the first one, and so he just put
They're
his
rapid firing.
put his
right?
camera on. Yeah, just a rapid fire. And you just,
I
if you take a
see.
photo, you
Yeah,
pull,
those guys-
you pull the trigger and just let it
I
go.
see.
And, and
That's why you got like that shot of Trump like with his fist in the air. Like they probably has like every single frame.
How he did it, he waited for the signal from the Democratic Party that the shooting was about to start.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. It's horrible. I don't believe that.
No, no, it's insane.
terrible.
Like what they plan to like take out this guy in the audience and shoot a couple
No,
people.
it's awful. Yeah.
It's just insane.
I do think though, in the wake of this shooting, like it does seem to have, given, that like this sense of unity, and there's some, momentum and positivity and just, enough overconfidence to the Republicans to still mess it up and fail in November.
Totally. Well, speaking of things going badly on a stage, Jack Black's band canceled their tour after backlash to bandmate's comment, Kyle, on Trump assassination attempt. Jack Black's comedy rock band, Tenacious D, has canceled its remaining tour dates after the band member Kyle Gass, I always thought it was Glass, but yeah, it's Gass, sparked a backlash with an apparent joke about Saturday's assassination attempt on former U.S. President Donald Trump. Footage posted on social media from the band's concert in Sydney on Sunday showed Black presenting Gass with a birthday cake on stage and telling him to make a wish. Gass responded, "Don't miss Trump next time."
he's like, it wasn't a real assassination. It was just a tribute.
He wishes he'd go back and say it was a tribute. The joke was a
I
tribute.
didn't mean it was just a tribute.
The exchange prompted a call from one because I remember seeing this and like everyone was talking about how what a jerk
Yeah.
to joke about this, and then the next day this is the story. I thought they totally could be fine.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
fine.
surprised
Joke
that
about
it
this
went
all they
this
want.
far. Yeah.
The exchange prompted a call from one Australian lawmaker for the band to be deported from the country. In a statement to CNN on Tuesday, Black said he was blindsided by what was said at the show.
This guy that I've known for my entire life, who we've written comedy with.
He's thrown his buddy under the bus a little bit here. It's kind of messed up.
I was so blindsided, I just stood there and laughed and went on with the concert
Didn't react at
and
all.
continued being friends with him and making the music.
I never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form, he added.
Except for when I did.
After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour. And all future creative plans are on hold. Skidoosh. And I am grateful to the fans for their support and understanding. That's Levitation Homes.
After much reflection by the venues.
Much reflection.
By the places that are canceling me.
Yeah, because it has to be. I've seen there's the tweet thread going around where they're talking about how concert venues, the insurance, if they get the sense that like people are backing out, like they just have to cancel the show ahead of time. They can't take the chance of things going bad.
The insurance cost
And
for
so-
those is way too high for the venues to even make any money, is what they're saying.
So it seems to me that he just kind of had to with the backlash. He underestimated how many of his fans don't agree with his politics. Seems to me.
Yeah.
Gass apologized for the comment. Kyle apologized in a post on Instagram on Tuesday. The line I improvised on stage Sunday night in Sydney was highly inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. I don't condone violence of any kind in any form against anyone, he wrote. What happened was a tragedy, and I'm incredibly sorry for my severe lack of judgment. I profoundly apologize to those I've let down and truly regret any pain I've caused.
And I did not think it was going to go.
I know, me either.
This
It's a little
whole
crazy.
thing, because this is the kind of thing like that normally they get it with Kathy Griffin with her
Right, she's holding a severed head of Trump.
There's a video game you can play on Steam where you can just shoot the president. That's like a game. You can assassinate Trump.
Really?
Yes. apparently the shooter was playing it.
That's terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, it must just be timing. Because I'm just kind of shocked. Like, I even thought it was too far because it says Gas's agent dropped him.
He passed gas.
He passed Gas.
You did it.
And the craziest thing of all is that they have to actually give up their name, Tenacious D, because Donald Trump is now the real Tenacious. He's Tenacious D. You see him with his fist in the
He
air.
should start running on that.
Tenacious D. I'm the real Tenacious D now. I can't do Donald Trump.
That would be a good slogan to put under that picture of him holding up like the real Tenacious D.
So anyway, I was kind of blown away by that. What do you guys think? You think, I wish, I actually don't want this for Tenacious D. I love Tenacious D, even though I do think they stepped in it, and I'm kind of glad to see them kind of like a little wake up call. But
I always thought they were overrated. I don't really care that they're gone. But as far as the joking about it, there's been a big, now this is obviously, it's like, how much of a joke is it to just say, I wish, don't miss next time? I've seen a lot of comedians on Facebook and Twitter, not really Twitter because I'm on Facebook more, but I'm trying to relate to the kids. But there's the same people that used to say, it's inappropriate to make jokes about trans people and it's punching down to make fun of this. Now they're trying to make all these Trump assassination jokes and going, we're comedians. Of course we're going to joke about everything. But here's what I've always said.
Nothing's off limits, bro.
But here's what I've always said. I agree that you can make jokes about anything and nothing's off limits. And I think there are ways to joke probably about tragic things. There's people that work in dark comedy and stuff like that. And even with events like this, I think the problem is when they make just low-hanging, lazy jokes about a tragic event. Yeah. It's like if you want to go to like a dark or controversial place, it's got to be funny enough to justify going there. It can't just be like, I wish it would have hit him. So I'm just joking about it, you guys.
So you want their whole tour canceled because they total low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, exactly.
Get better comedy. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I would love for them to have not been canceled. I don't think that the Australian government should have threatened to deport them. Yeah. I wish that they didn't have to cancel their shows because of the insurance or costs or whatever. I'd love it if they had to cancel their shows because their fans were mad at them. That's fine. Yeah. Like, just be like, nah, dude, you're a jerk. But this seems like way too much.
Yeah, but then at the same time, it is. Whenever I think about this, like, I can't imagine myself making that joke about Joe Biden if someone had shot at him.
Right. Yeah.
I would my heart would stop at seeing that headline.
But if I even in a moment had said that as a joke, it's one of those that I would immediately regret and be like, oh no, I didn't, I shouldn't have said that. That's not.
I think
maybe as he did, I don't know, but I do get the sense that people actually hate Trump enough that they would like.
Well,
if Trump had gotten shot.
Well, and there's been a lot of celebrities
after that.
There's been a lot of celebrities that have said, like what Madonna, Johnny Depp, Kathy Griffin. Snoop Dogg has kind of come around on him, but there was an old like album or something where he was like aiming a gun at Trump. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of examples of that from the right. Unless I'm unaware of them. At least if there are. I don't know of
figures.
I don't know of like prominent right wing celebrities repeatedly making jokes about wanting to kill.
You just stop it. I don't know about prominent white wing celebrities.
Yeah, no. You guys don't remember that video?
There's Scott Baio.
That's true, Scott Baio.
You got him.
Baio.
Dean Cain, the video of him punching a Joe Biden.
Dean Cain holding a severed Joe Biden.
Yeah, Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah,
and his.
All right. Well, should we move from Jack Black to Flapjacks?
Let's do it.
Police arrest suspect Matthew Pancake accused of breaking into West Columbus pet store. 4 hamsters found in his pants. Now, was this yours?
Saw a comment.
Somebody else?
I picked this one.
Okay, you can do this one if you want. Yeah.
Okay, I found his friend commented on this and said, a classmate, and said that's legitimately his birth name is Matthew Pancake.
Wow.
Columbus police arrested a suspect who they believe broke into several businesses on the city's west side, including a pet store where several animals were released. Officers with the Columbus Division of Police were called to Rooster near Hillard just after 3 a.m. Police were notified of a burglary alarm going off. Roosters. Sounds more like a gay nightclub kind of. Officers discovered that the restaurant was broken into. Detectives obtained, I think that's Roosters is a restaurant? I don't know. Detectives obtained video evidence showing a man with long hair wearing leopard print pajamas inside the restaurant. It is unclear whether anything was taken from the restaurant. So he's just running around in there. Roosters in leopard paint. I was trying to think of a good joke about a giant cat in a rooster house. I just couldn't get anything.
Buttermilk.
About 100.
His middle name is Buttermilk. Sorry.
Okay. Matthew Buttermilk Pancake. About 100 yards away, officers found that the Petland store was also broken into, and several animals were seen running around in the parking lot. Police recovered 2 dogs, multiple birds, a hamster, and at least 2 bunnies. I like the police just jumping and catching birds out of the sky.
I also like that they lost count after 2 bunnies.
Yeah.
How many
2.
bunnies were there? At least 2. It was.
At least 2 of them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all you need. They'll just make
minimum.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just at least get 2 of each. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering if that they like go to the Petland store and he comes running out with snakes all over him, like at the end of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Columbus Police Sergeant Joe Albert said officers were still searching for a couple of bunnies and birds and a ferret.
I was hoping the police sergeant's name would be Joe Hamburger or something.
Yeah.
And they're trying to track down missing birds. They're gone. Those are, if you don't catch those right away, you're not finding those again.
The ferret was the missing link. Sausage link, get it? With a pancake?
That's a big stretch. To go from ferret to go
before
from
I understood the joke.
ferret to link.
No, not ferret. Matthew Pancake.
No, but you said the ferret was the missing link, right?
Yeah,
and then we were supposed to associate that the man's last name is Pancake and a ferret is Log.
I just think you use some breakfast terminology around this. It's funny.
I laughed before I understood the joke, and I
thought that joke
disappointed.
sizzled like
No.
bacon. So anyway, where was I? The suspect. Oh wait, the ferret. Yeah, I was on the ferret. The suspect, who police identified as Matthew Pancake, we've established, was found sleeping near the Big Lots on Roberts Road at 4:47 a.m. Officers arrested him and discovered there were 4 hamsters in his pants. Yeah, they finally one at a time. We got 1 hamster. Got another one.
I'm shocked that they found only hamsters, because clearly this guy had a ton of drugs in his pants too.
He had other animals that had escaped by then, for sure.
Yeah, really.
They're high on fentanyl.
And were they in his pockets or like in his pants? Like actually in his pants?
I feel like Matthew Pancake is some alias invented by Richard Gere. Just to get small rodents in his pants.
Poor Richard Gere.
He's never gonna live that down.
No.
Right. I heard Sylvester Stallone made up that rumor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just didn't like him, so he made up that rumor.
He was taken to a hospital, Mr. Pancake, to be treated for his injuries. He is charged with breaking and entering and vandalism. So I guess they just. His jokes.
Oh no, I was just thinking of like he was charged with battery.
Oh, battery! There you go, battery. He had to have like an IV drip full of maple syrup.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's actually what the doctors used to close his wounds from all the hamster bites. They just plastered over it with some syrup. Mrs. Butterworth's.
And the 2 bunnies were hash browns. Because that's another thing that's next to pancakes.
And where he got
How do you not get that?
where he got hurt the worst was his butt. Or anything else? Did we get them all?
I think we did it.
All right.
Matthew Pancake won't
Do you
be.
think,
What?
do you think it was a serial thieving? A serial? Is he a serial robber?
It's a cereal.
Ethereal? I almost said it with a lift.
Super ethereal.
He was charged with crossing international borders because he was at an IHOP.
Wow.
I thought I wanted.
Yes, we have maxed it out. Yes, we have.
There's no more. There's no more funny left in this.
All right. Matthew Pancake won't be the only mythical creature we talk about today. In our next story, terrified teens spot Bigfoot with glowing eyes in Louisiana forest. Call 911 for rescue. A group of terrified teenagers called police in a panic after they claimed they ran into a growling Bigfoot-like creature with glowing red eyes. Officials said the recent high school graduates from Houma in southern Louisiana were camping in Kisatchie National Forest when they reported the chilling encounter, according to the does anybody know that word?
Natchitoches?
Natchitoches Parish. I'm sure there's some like proper pronunciation for that. Natchitoches Parish Sheriff's Office. Around 9:20 p.m. on June 28th, one member of the group, who were all 17 and 18 years old, called 911 after they reportedly heard a growl and saw what appeared to be an animal that had glowing eyes and stood about 5 foot tall. The sheriff's office said, "What Bigfoot is 5 foot tall?" They encountered a short king in the forest.
Yeah, the Kevin Hart of Bigfoot.
It's like, who goes, oh, it was a Bigfoot. How could a group of 18-year-olds not fight off a 5 foot tall Bigfoot?
Well, one of the teenagers, the one with the glasses, so she said jinkies and tried to pull its head off to see who was underneath the mask.
I imagine teenagers don't really understand feet and measurements, right? So they just estimate, that's like 5-10 foot tall, no cap.
Oh, hold on. But maybe it was 5 big feet tall.
Oh, I figure foot is based on the foot.
Bigfoot is 5 big feet tall, which is like 8 regular feet. So it's pretty good. It's pretty scary.
That's like dog ears.
Yes.
But like Bigfoot feet.
Bigfoot's measured in his own feet.
Yeah.
Deputies responded to the scene and walked to the campsite, vigilant for any mythological creatures. They followed the sound of the kids' whistles to the campsite and found the teens frightened but unharmed. They were safely escorted out of the forest by the deputies.
After being chased through a hallway in a zany way.
Despite a thorough investigation, deputies were unable to locate any suspicious activity involving a growling beast with glowing eyes standing 5 feet tall. It says the sheriffs then congratulated the teens on their graduation and wished them good luck in their futures.
They hopped into their mystery machine and drove away.
Yeah, good luck. Don't go into the forest again.
But it's so weird that they would first call 911 over this creature. And then even after the cops check around for it, they still want to be rescued and escorted. I just feel like, oh, I guess it was something else, or we're still going to camp and hope to see it again. I would love to see a Bigfoot.
And I bet one had an 8-cab t-shirt on.
Oh, yeah, probably.
What kind of Karen calls the cops on Bigfoot? He wasn't doing anything.
The teens call the police and they're like, there's a Bigfoot after. It's like, well, I guess you shouldn't have defunded us. Click. Click. Goodbye, you little libs.
Yeah. Also, that's where Bigfoot lives. That's kind of
It says
rude.
It was Louisiana. Isn't it in Louisiana? It's a skunk ape.
Oh,
they call it different things. They call it in different things. Like it's
Sasquatch. Bigfoot was more northwest.
And there's Sasquatch.
They've probably been eating it for years. Yeah. They've already been.
I thought it was pronounced skunkape.
Oh, maybe it is. From Natchitoches.
From Natchitoches, the skunkape.
Natchitoches skunkape.
Yeah, that's what
in Louisiana, it probably exists. It's well known. People have been eating it for years. They just they have a ton.
It's a Cajun delicacy.
Yeah, they boil it in broth.
I want Bigfoot to be real. I don't necessarily believe in it, but that's one of those ones I really hope Bigfoot is real.
Yeah. He must not be violent.
No, he's
a peaceful creature.
He just watches kids like I do at the trampoline park and the water slide. He's just standing there watching kids camp.
Yeah, he's a people watcher.
Yeah.
He likes to move in with unassuming families. Like Harry and the Hendersons.
Right.
I had to explain the joke for the children.
Well, a lot of people try to seek Bigfoot. What about Sikh Republicans? Sikh Republican Harmeet Dhillon, who led prayer at RNC, clapped back at trolls, which I think that's the headline is about her clapping back. But we thought it was fascinating here. I'm going to give this one to Trevor because this is the story you picked.
Okay, prominent Sikh Republican Harmeet Dhillon took to the stage Monday to close the first night of the Republican National Convention in prayer. Dhillon, a religious liberty lawyer and 2020 Trump campaign legal advisor, told the Milwaukee audience, "I come from a family of Sikh immigrants. I am honored to share with you, my fellow Republicans and guests tonight, a prayer from my faith tradition practiced by over 25 million worldwide." After putting on a veil, Dhillon sang the Ardas in Punjabi language. In English, the prayer reads, "This body and soul are yours. You are our mother and father. We are your children. In your grace and through your benevolence, we experience peace and happiness." Dhillon then thanked God, whom she addressed as Wahagaru, for the religious liberty enjoyed in America and for saving Donald Trump from an attempted assassination, saying, "We thank you, dear God, for protecting his life." Wahagaru. Yeah. That's a delicious steak. It's a false god, but it's a delicious steak. That's the one, where they give it beer and
they
massage it
and everything. Yeah.
Play nice music for it.
I think it's fine to have somebody come and pray like that. I was confused when I turned it on because I didn't know what was happening. I thought a Republican was just making fun of all the nonsense Biden says, like Wahagaru. I thought she was just saying words that Biden has said before. It's out of the
Wahagaru. That's the name of the little baby Yoda guy, right? Yeah. That's the. I also don't have a problem with this. I do, but only kind of, because the Republican National Committee is not a Christian organization. It's just a political group. And we have much bigger things. Like, can we save the country first and then focus on saving the party? There's much bigger things, but everybody was all upset. There's this one guy, was it Twitter criticism from conservative Christians. There's a guy who said it's absolutely unacceptable, a guy named Bizzy. Yeah, he said, I have nothing but respect for Harmeet Dhillon, but fire whoever invited her to pray to a foreign god. There is only one true God we pray to, and his name is not whatever she said. His name is Yahweh, and his only begotten son is Jesus Christ. And Dhillon views herself as an ally of all religious people in the United States, believes Sikhs pray to the same God as the Jews and Christians.
Like, I don't want to participate in prayers of other religions, but if they want to be there, I'm like, it's like, I don't know that it's necessary.
You don't want to limit your political party to one religion.
I do think it's funny. I wonder how they brought her up. Like, we're gonna rail against DEI policies in a moment, but first, an Indian Sikh woman praying in Punjabi to a foreign god.
Well, Hagaru.
She said it's the same God as Jews and Christians, but he's also
they always say that. All the fake religions always say that. Yeah, they always go, it's the same one.
You got to tack it on.
Costume on.
Everyone knows which one is real, so they got to tack Jesus onto theirs. They got to find a connection to him.
Means no worries for the rest of your days. That's what I think when I hear Wahagaru.
Wahagaru.
Okay.
I mean, that's what we're doing. I shouldn't have done that. You know how Kyle Gash, I made fun of someone's religion.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I should do that or not.
I'm willing to make fun of your religion.
I only make fun of false ones.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
Presbyterians, Orthodox, Catholic. Okay, no.
All I'm saying is it's a funny sounding name, and there's a lot of funny sounding words in the Bible, and I laugh about those too.
Yeah.
I like Jehoshaphat. I think that one's pretty funny. Right? See?
Should I read this?
Did I even do a joke?
Should I read the
Sure.
transition? I'm still not sure what Wahagaru is, but maybe it has something to do with this next story.
Hippopotamuses can become airborne for substantial periods of time, researchers discover. So it's a letdown after this, because this sounds like hippopotamuses, when you're not looking,
can fly,
can levitate. It's called levitation homes.
Like the toys in Toy Story, if you're not watching
the secret life of hippos.
Oh my God.
Hippopotamuses can become airborne for substantial periods of time, according to new research into the mammals from the University of H.P. Lovecraft. Just kidding. Researchers concluded this after seeing a plane take off with your mom on board.
Oh, snap.
Oh, that was Johnny Tuts. Yeah. Research by the Royal Veterinary College. Wow, that sounds very prestigious. The Royal Veterinary College found that the animals can be up in the air for up to, now get this, listen closely, 0.3 seconds at a time when moving fast.
Substantial.
So it's that when they're running, they kind of become briefly airborne. Yeah, like all feet are off the ground.
Right. So in animation, one thing you learn when you learn how to animate is in a walk, there's always something touching the ground. In a run, there's always at least one frame where both feet are off the ground. That's a run. So apparently a hippo, during its trot, there's actually a moment where their trotters are airborne.
So it's not power walking. It's doing the real
power trot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, I guess that's good news for some of us that 0.3 seconds is a substantial period of time.
Yeah, I can be airborne for a substantial period of time.
That's true.
Encouraging. The craziest part about the hippo being airborne is during that 0.3 seconds, they're like higher than like a slam dunking an NBA backboard.
Oh, yeah. So that's crazy because
you can't see with the naked eye.
They can jump really super high.
Yeah, they jump, but they also fall faster than terminal velocity.
Right. And it doesn't make a sound.
Yeah, it's just silent.
The findings found that unlike other land animals, such as elephants, horses, and rhinos, hippos exclusively trot when moving. They're big on the trot, pushing the limits of what giant land animals can do. Arby said, I think he makes it sound like, they're really pushing the limits of what morbidly obese wildlife can do. They're trotters. They trot.
So all these other animals, elephants, horses, rhinos, they don't ever.
I guess they don't
completely
trot,
leave.
or maybe they don't leave the ground
They don't ever
ever?
leave the ground.
Maybe, yeah, I guess.
Because I've heard that about horses. For as fast as they move, is it?
Well,
true that
horses definitely. I mean, they run.
they can run, but do their? I know
But they don't
I know they can
exclusively
jump.
trot.
I know they can jump, but when a horse runs, are its feet always touching the ground, or can it?
No. So it's saying that hippos exclusively trot.
Oh,
So elephants can't trot at all. Horses can, but they don't always do
Oh,
it.
okay. I see.
And rhinos,
what about possums? They trot.
I see.
foxes trot.
Foxes trot. Possum trot. That's a plug for the movie, right? That movie, Sound of Freedom, Daily Wire. Go see it. All right, doing my job. As part of the research, it monitored video footage taken of 2 hippos moving around their paddock at Flamingo Land Resort in Yorkshire.
In their natural habitat at a resort in Yorkshire.
I love scientists watching an extreme slow motion video of a trotting hippo and like taking all these notes as every ripple of its fat goes 12,000 frames a second.
In Yorkshire, is that in the UK? Is that?
They have that pudding.
It must be because
Yeah, because it said Flamingo Land, and I assumed that it was in Florida.
Flamingo Land.
I also feel like only in England would they call the hippo pen at the zoo a resort. Like, are you keeping those hippos in a cage? No, they're at Flamingo Land Resort. They really like it. They're not trying to jump with their fat legs to get out.
Yeah, they just learned to jump in.
Yeah,
This is the
trying
only
to
place.
escape Flamingo Land Resort in Yorkshire.
Anyway, there's not much there else to say there for it. It's just they're really excited that a hippo is in the air for 0.3 seconds when it walks. So,
Yes.
but I just airborne hippos. It's the thing that exists.
Mm.
Well, this is the portion of the show we like to thank you, the listener and the viewer, for your input and your interaction in this experiment, in this fun thing we do called the Talk Down. You talk back, and we listen up, and we respond. And so here, we will read a YouTube comment and an Apple Podcast review, because those two things, they help us a lot. So thank you for those, all of you guys that put them in. And you may get yours read on the show someday. Like this guy, Friggity Frank, 4 days ago said, he said, "Hi, Ethan and Adam. Loving the show and so glad you're back. No need to thank me for actually inventing this podcast in the comments section in Canceled News, December 9th, 2023. But I will gladly give up the rights for a free month membership. Thanks in advance and keep up the great
He
work."
must have suggested that we start a podcast together.
I guess, yeah, I don't read the comments of
Yeah.
your...
Good luck proving it in court, Friggity Frank.
Yeah, quickly delete all your old comments
No,
out.
it's probably there.
He's gonna
I
find
probably saw it. And I was like, "No, I don't want to do that." And then you called me, and I was like, "Hey, Ethan, I'd love to do a podcast. Good idea."
Yeah, you're fine.
Quick, get Friggity Frank on the phone.
Friggin' Frank. Okay. And now our Apple Podcast review.
A podcast that's actually funny, and this is from They Call Me Tater Tot Salad. When asked what 4 people I would have dinner with, Ethan and Adam would fill the first 2 spots without a doubt.
So that makes me sad a little bit.
Why? I would be excited.
I'm honored,
I'd
but-
be excited to see what 2 other people we'd get to have dinner.
Yeah,
It would
I'm
be
curious.
like you and I.
Why did he
and
say
like-
4 and let us know who the other 2 would
Listen,
be?
as somebody who has had dinner with 4 people, including Ethan and Adam,
Yeah, the
not
other
that
just
great.
did,
Not
yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, we just stared at our laptop working on notes the whole time.
Yeah. But I'm curious if you tater tot salad. If you have a follow up, I'm curious. In addition to Ethan and I, what 2 other people would you pick?
Yeah, like who else? Who's going to be there?
Yeah.
Kid Rock.
and Jesus.
Did you see that? This is not a story we're covering, but it was on TMZ recently. I think Ariana Grande was asked this question: "Who would you have dinner with if you could have dinner with any celebrity?" And she said Jeffrey Dahmer.
Wow.
It's a weird answer, isn't it?
It'd be a weird dinner.
It might have, yeah, I think it might have been more to do with what they were eating.
I don't know that she wants to have people for dinner, but it's. I think she wanted to pick the mind of a serial killer.
Like, what's it like in your mind and stuff?
Yeah.
Ariana Grande. All right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I'm sure many have already seen these, but I wanted to create a time capsule of this moment in history. As we all know, an attempted assassination happened.
Did we tell everyone to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and review?
Hey guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, review, all that.
we
kind of stuff.
gotta shill our
Hit that bell so we can crush free speech. I mean, support free speech.
Support free speech and crush
crush the libs.
cancel. Call.
Start an
Yeah.
argument in the comments. That really helps. Say
That
something.
does help. Yeah, say something controversial, like for instance about how he's pronounced Mario, right? Just anything. That was the example. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Trevor.
Oh, hey.
By the way, I heard you have a new podcast going on.
That's right. I do have a podcast with my little brother. It's called Cosplay Eternity. It's not about cosplay. It's about cosplaying the already but not yet kingdom of God. And we do comedic exegesis. I know that sounds weird, but we go into the Bible and we figure out like what the Bible says about jokes about your wiener.
Okay.
Which
Oh, nice.
it does.
Does it?
Paul has a specific instruction on dick jokes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So you have to check it out.
That's the best plug for a podcast I've ever heard in my life.
Sounds good. So plug.
Cosplay Eternity. Check it out on YouTube. We'll get better and put it on a RSS feed of it.
It'll be in the show notes.
You can get it on those wax sound discs that Edison invented.
That's right. Exclusively.
You
So-
need an old-timey gramophone to play it,
That's right.
And if you're into cosplay, check it out. Maybe you'll like it.
Yeah.
but it's not about that.
Okay, so these are just some headlines that come out from the mainstream media, and it's as if they didn't want to say assassination attempt, right? Is that like what we're getting at here?
They don't want
What they
Trump
wanna
to be
say-
seen as a victim or like,
Yes.
yeah.
And they also, what they do want to say is shooting at Trump rally, right?
Mhm.
They want to say,
Yes.
they want to lump it in with a shooting, like
yes.
another
That there was
mass
violence
shooting.
associated
So-
with him and his events.
Yes, and this is another shooting rather than something historic, which not since Reagan, right? Have we had an event, something where someone tried to kill a political figure in the United States, and they didn't want to put him in, group him up with like Lincoln and Reagan and all these guys. So they're really trying to tiptoe around it.
He riled the crowd up so much that with his violent rhetoric that somebody shot him. They're like,
exactly.
"Yay, Trump!" Bang.
Involuntary. So we'll just go through these. We'll just go right through them, just power through all of them. We can talk about them whenever we want to. But so first we got the Sunday Denver Post. Gunman dies in attack, and then Trump is puffing his fist there. So no indication that anything happened to Trump.
That makes it, that headline of that picture makes it look like Trump shot a gunman at his.
It kind of makes it look better,
rally.
yeah.
It's
Right.
like-
Looks like gunman. Yeah, like he.
Trump killed gunman.
Yeah, with his fist.
He punched him to death.
Yeah.
The blood on his face is splattered.
Yeah, it's not my
From
blood.
the
It's
gunman.
not my blood. Yeah.
All right, this one from MSNBC. The Secret Service says Donald Trump is safe after popping sounds heard at a rally. Somebody with bubble wrap, and they're like,
Yeah, they
"Oh,
stepped on some Amazon packages.
Donald Trump is safe after those popping sounds."
There's Newsweek. MAGA responds with outrage after Donald Trump injured at Pennsylvania rally.
That's insane.
I can't believe his followers are angry that
What a
someone
bunch
just
of-
tried to kill him in front of them and killed someone else in the crowd.
What a bunch of
Completely
jerks.
They're
unreasonable.
so insane that they would frame it that way.
Like a guy in the crowd there criticizing is dead. And
Yeah.
they're saying he was outraged. He's part of the outrage.
That's the thing. I mean, we joke about it a little too because in the
Yeah.
aftermath, it's like at least Trump was okay, but it is tragic. Like someone was killed
Yeah.
and other people were injured, and they try to frame it according to their weird agenda. It's just
insane.
strange.
This one from CBS News isn't actually that bad because it was right after it happened and it wasn't confirmed that there was actually a shooting. But yeah, Donald Trump has been rushed away by Secret Service after possible shots were fired at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Okay. It's not bad. Let's see Rolling Stone had to say. Trump rushed off stage after loud bangs at Pennsylvania rally. It's not horrible. Okay, what was weird? This one is in the photo. He's got blood on him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was what was weird to me when I first saw the reports start running in.
Yeah.
They were like, he ducked, like he was Secret Service like rushed him down and he was rushed off stage. You could clearly see blood and nobody was mentioning that right away. They were just trying to.
Just some loud bangs. Somebody with bangs that were neon.
Trump possibly razor blades himself like a WWE fighter at rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Indie Star says Trump removed from stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president. Crowd.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's a deer that got like spooked.
Yeah,
by
like
a
they're all a bunch of
noise.
babies getting scared of loud noises.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the crowd was scared too. Oh, they're all scared.
Somebody took a Jack in the Box.
And the photos just of
and
Trump
moved it
smiling.
Yeah.
They didn't get a picture of the man.
Somebody turned a Jack in the Box next to Trump. He popped out and he went, and the crowd ran away.
Right.
Here's Associated Press breaking: Donald Trump has been escorted off the stage by Secret Service during a rally after loud noises ring out in the crowd.
And once again, there's
Loud
blood on his
noises.
ear.
ring. It was a bell.
And
Somebody
he's
was hitting
bleeding from the ear, but
they were very loud noises because his ear blew up.
It hurt his ear. Oh, poor guy. His poor ear.
He needs to get some ear protection.
Oh, there we go. Fox 13 Memphis. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. That sounds like something that would happen at a Biden rally.
Yeah.
Where that could be an
falls
actual
at
thing.
rally.
Yeah.
And they didn't even rush him off the stage.
They
Right,
let, him,
saw it
they
happen,
let
yeah.
him get the most iconic picture of all time first.
Right.
You
Yeah,
can
this-
see him.
No, it was just the headline wasn't even this honest when he fell off his bike.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Biden falls down, you don't get this on the headline. Next one is from NBC News. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after popping noises heard at rally ahead of the RNC.
Look out, guys.
Right.
What if my ear erupted in blood when you did that?
Then I think that we would have a confirmed
get it very-
conspiracy theory.
They would
photo.
we'd staged it all.
Trump removed from stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president crowd. So that's the same one again.
Yeah.
It's so weird though
USA
that
Today,
like
though.
he was startled by it. Who wouldn't be startled by hearing
Gunfire.
gunshots and feeling a bullet hit them?
That's yeah. It's the weird thing about it is you could put this headline in any shooting.
Yes.
It's a weird thing to say about a
Yeah.
shooting. People start freaking out of weird popping noises
Yeah.
at a Walmart. or
Yeah,
whatever.
loud noises is just dishonest because
Clearly.
you would say suspected
next
gunshots,
one, too, yeah.
possible gunshots, but loud noises could be anything.
And the photo is like trying to make him look like he's just being a jerk. He's the angry face, his fist in the air and everything. And they're
Yeah.
trying to pull him back.
Trump is escorted
Like
away.
no idea that he just got shot and like right by the head.
It makes it look like he was upset at some loud music that the
Exactly.
kids were playing. He's shaking his fist. There's loud noises.
Washington Post, Trump escorted away after loud noises at Pennsylvania rally again. CNN Politics, Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. There's that one again. They pass these around.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
then here's a fun one. Forbes, will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters? He got like featured at a 50 Cent concert, so I guess it's potential.
that's right.
I say the author's name here on that one, the Forbes article. It says, will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters by Sean Harper. And then his credentials are, I am a diversity, equity, and inclusion expert.
And then they have to delete this.
And then they had to delete
did.
it.
They sure did.
You might want to go back to DEI college.
Yeah, really.
So anyway, it's just fascinating to see, like, what would this whole event have been like without X to like be
Yeah.
getting all the memes, especially the memes are very helpful,
Yeah.
but getting all the kind of the real play-by-play and everything.
Oh yeah.
I just love seeing the media held accountable like this because
Oh, yeah.
I only saw these because of people posting and like
Yeah,
the American media hates you and thinks you're an idiot.
they do. Yep.
Oh yeah. Within seconds, people on TikTok were selling hats and shirts that had that picture of Trump, and it says like, "You missed." Yeah. I love the memes have been fantastic. I saw one where it was like it was a gif of Mankind from
Oh yeah,
the Hell in the Cell match is like Trump after he got shot and he like after he'd been all beat up, he turns around, runs back in after he'd been thrown off the side. Yeah, that was great. I've seen a bunch of these that are so good, but there's also a lot of conspiracy theories that I'm learning about.
yeah. So we can kind of transition to our main segment. We're just going to kind of talk about what was this week like for you. So
I think everybody's talking about
it's been a crazy week. I know for me, I saw this. I was playing old Nintendo games with my daughter, Maniac Mansion, one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a Daily Wire thing popped up on my phone. It said Trump appears to be shot at rally, which is pretty accurate. Because like as soon as they could get the news out, that's pretty accurate. But I went like, because I just saw the words, so I thought, did Trump just get shot, like dead?
Yeah, that's
And I thought civil war is happening, like where this is like, holy! I just got scared for my family and my life.
yeah.
Right.
And then I looked and saw that he was. Then you're wondering, do you see him pumping his fist and doing all that? And in my mind, I was going like if I put myself in Trump's position, he knows all these gunshots went off. He knows he's got blood on him. He doesn't know if he's going to die. Like we all know Reagan.
Yeah.
He got shot.
And you don't know the
later.
severity of your injury.
Right.
You don't know if
you
you
might have got shot somewhere you don't feel it or notice it yet. Yeah.
So I assumed, to me, it looked like he was seizing that moment and going, if I died and I want people to remember the fight and whatever. Like,
It didn't take long before people were like, "Oh, his violent." He said, "Fight there. Fight."
Yeah.
He's encouraging violence.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Yeah, I actually. So when I saw that he had a chunk taken out of his ear, I think that the best conspiracy theory is that the gunshots were fake, and he ducked down, and Mike Tyson bit his ear, the top of his ear off.
I thought the bullets were little tiny Tyson
Mike Tyson was shot out
riding on a bullet.
I'm gonna assassinate
Yeah,
you.
I'm a good-
Assassination.
Yeah. So what are you guys? What is your initial response when you like?
I was hoping that he was okay because somebody said that I heard my girlfriend sent me a text that said like OMG, and it was just one of the links, and it was one of the ones that was kind of vague. It was like popping sounds heard and blood on the ear. And then when I watched it, I was like, he's bleeding. He was obviously shot. Like something happened. But I was optimistic because he looked okay. That he was able. Okay, and even when they rushed him to the vehicle after he kind of pumped his fist, it was hard to tell whether they were pushing him more or whether he was like moving himself down there. And it was just and then I just kept watching, they'd replay it over and over. It surprised me how long it took them, not just initially to put out these like stupid headlines, but it became very clear what was happening, that somebody shot at him. Right. It seems like that could have been confirmed in seconds. And you look at how all these news agencies, like I compare it to like the Jussie Smollett thing when it was complete BS and they all rushed to say, he was definitely attacked by MAGA people. And then, here you have something where it's obvious, it's on camera. It's like we're seeing it happen live on television and they try to be like, oh, we're waiting for the facts to come in. Right. We're not sure what's going on. And it's ridiculous.
It's out every time like a Muslim terrorist thing happens.
Yeah.
If they don't want that narrative, they will fight
they'll use words like shooter and extremist. They'll never say that it was radical Muslim extremist. But then if someone happens to be white or Christian or male, it's always white Christian guy did this and it was bad and he's the worst.
Oh, they were real quick to announce that the shooter was a Republican.
Yes.
Right? He's just up there and he's aiming the rifle and he's like, this is MAGA country. And they shot him.
Yeah, they were gunfires of like, he was shooting his gun off in celebration or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys, I feel bad for the lady Secret Service agents.
They're facing heavy criticism.
Oh, yes. Well deserved.
Criticizing the lady specifically aside, I think the Secret Service, they're all being reviewed and criticized. Yes. It's atrocious that there was, now all the videos coming out of people in the crowd pointing to the eye for
that's crazy.
Minutes, possibly a half hour beforehand. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even when you see this sniper nest behind Trump, the guy that got him, it looks like they see something on the roof before any of the shots.
Yeah.
How do they not have before any of the shooting starts, if they think there's a guy up there, how do you not have radio contact with Secret Service, say, hey, get Trump off the stage, lock down the crowd until we neutralize this?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard reports that is true. That is what happened. Mm-hmm. But they're just on Twitter. They're from people that I
is this from Q or anything? Or?
Yeah, there's a guy. Okay, it was QAnon. Okay, it was QAnon.
He wrote a poem, and this is what it meant.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a haiku. It was a haiku, and he predicted this 4 years ago.
I've seen some guys on X who talk to sources, and they've reported news before accurately, but I don't know how true this stuff is. But some of the
let's say it here. We don't care for it.
Yeah, some of the right. Well, I'm not. Yeah, so some of the gun YouTubers will talk to Secret Service guys. They were saying that is exactly what happened. That they had these reports and they were forbidden from doing anything. The sniper on the roof. They're saying that he had been asking for 20 minutes for permission to fire at this guy and was denied permission even after 8 shots were fired. And so when he actually did take the shot, he was fired. 100% factual.
Yeah. Who knows this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Not only that, but also the head of the Secret Service apparently got promoted after this.
Yeah. You got a huge cake.
Yeah. I think they gave him an award. Yeah.
Well, and then the Secret Service was making all these strange excuses, like the roof was too sloped. And then they said they had people in the building, but not on the building. If you even know that building is there within a direct eye line of the president's stage, even if it doesn't make sense to say it was too sloped. But even it is, why don't you have a perimeter or someone there guarding the building to make sure nobody gets up there? It makes no sense.
They said a cop peeked up, and then he saw the guy with the gun. He was like, "Oh, okay," and he went back down.
No, you can shoot the president.
Yeah, it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of all that.
Apparently, he had an IED in his car.
Oh, really?
Bought a 5-foot ladder to toss in his Prius, and then carried it. Oh, but he didn't carry it because there was a 20-foot ladder there, which isn't the ladder that he's supposed to.
What kind of car did he have?
I heard it was a Sonata.
Oh, okay.
Looking at you,
Like the
Hyundai.
Moonlight Sonata?
I know what you did.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's a million things
It's
to
very crazy, yeah.
speculate on, but
The other thing I was going to say about the conspiracy theories, I've heard people say, it was an inside job or it was staged or they let it happen, all this stuff. Because it's so bizarre, I get that people want that stuff investigated. The thing about it being staged that I think is hard, I think in terms of like AI and like deep fakes, I think it's getting harder to tell when like a video that takes place in private of someone is fake or real or not. An event like this, I think, is getting harder and harder to stage because everyone has cameras and because there's everything you Google, every text you send, every call you make. I think it's actually becoming harder to stage something on this level.
Oh, so you mean like if it was totally fake, like
if they
everything's
orchestrated it,
like
or
the
something.
moon landing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I believe the
like
moon landing.
but okay, like I think the moon landing is real, but back then
Like
it's
going
like
Benjamin believes.
not everyone had access to video cameras. Like, could they have faked the moon landing without anyone knowing it?
Right.
I think it's much harder nowadays when everybody has a technology trail, everyone's videotaping everything. I think it's harder to stage something, artificially present at a big public event like that.
And I really believe if they staged it, if they had really planned this,
They would have put a musical
been-
number.
yeah, it would have been way more dramatic. Yeah, it would have been in slow motion, or he would have matrixed the bullet or something. That cat hit me. Yes, and then also just the weirdness of like, why would they pick a guy who's clearly has no military past? He's never killed anybody that we know of.
Right.
Why are they picking this guy as their guy that's going to be their dead crack shot shooting Trump's ear tip off?
And why would they kill a guy in the audience?
And also a registered Republican. That's a weird thing to like help your party out. Like, why would they pick that?
No. And then also it was coming out today that the Secret Service said there's like a credible assassination plot by Iran that they've been like keeping track of. So they beefed up security. It's like, why? There's been no. They said on one hand that they were increasing security because they got word of this plan, but then also that the security completely collapsed at this rally.
Well, in response to that, by the way, they're giving Iran another couple $2 billion just to be safe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so much we could say. I feel like we could take a break and not talk about this for a bit. And we'll do some trivia with Trevor. So therefore, it's called Trevia.
That's right. This is a little bit ADHD. It's going to be all over the place. So get ready. I will be asking some questions, keeping score. You guys can answer. So we'll start with the first question. Who is worse? Ketchup on the hot dog guy or guy who gets upset at another man for what he puts on a hot dog?
This feels like an opinion, but is there a real answer to this?
I feel like it's just a guy who gets upset at another man because I don't think there's anything wrong with ketchup on a hot dog. It's not my favorite, but I don't have a problem with anyone who does.
Yeah,
I think second guy is much worse.
Yeah.
Well, you're both wrong. They're both going to hell, so it doesn't matter anyway. Okay. So a little bit of that's how this game is going to go. So get ready, buckle
Trevor
up.
makes the rules.
And this is just your opinion?
Yeah. So I got that's the only one that's my opinion.
Okay. So you think you have a problem?
No,
if
I
someone
don't.
puts
Actually,
ketchup on a hot dog?
no, you guys are absolutely right. I put ketchup on my hot dogs. I think it's
so
great.
you've changed the answer to your first.
No, but yes, but you're still going to be wrong, so that I win the point.
Okay, I think I get it.
Ketchup is
I'm
for
playing
children.
by
It's a children's condiment.
The voting is rigged. Okay, so all right, this next one. What does the LA Times blame for skyrocketing STDs in women in this news article?
Is this multiple choice?
Mm-hmm. Promiscuity, racism, misogyny, or climate change?
I'm guessing climate change. I think I saw this. I'm going
to guess misogyny.
Okay. The correct answer is racism.
Whoa.
Hang it.
Don't ask for an explanation. I read the entire article. It doesn't make sense at all. All right, a little bit of Rotten Tomatoes game here.
I wish it was one specific celebrity, like Russell Brand.
For the
I think that's-
Rotten Tomatoes game?
Yeah.
I told you
No,
this is
I mean
ADHD.
for the STDs.
Oh, yeah. One.
What do they blame for STDs in women? Russell Brand.
You guessed it, Frank Stallone.
Yeah. No, he's a Christian now.
Oh, okay. All right. So what is the Rotten Tomatoes score for the 1992 classic film Three Ninjas? Closest answer wins. I will also accept a close answer to the audience score.
This is the audience score, right? Not the critics score.
Either one,
Oh.
whichever one you can get close to. Well, we're shooting for critics score,
Okay.
but if you accidentally get close to the audience score, I will give you a half point.
I'm gonna go 72%.
I'm going to take a chance and go low because I think it was not loved by critics. I want to say like 36.
Oh my God. Okay, well, the correct answer is 35%.
Holy
So-
crap.
Wow.
Yes, 35. Audience score of 53%.
Yeah, it should be more for the audience, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause I love that movie. I watched it many times.
It was great.
I know almost every line.
No. Staying on track with Surf Ninjas from 1993. What do you guys have on that one? Rob Schneider classic film.
I know. I
Yeah.
don't even remember.
Money
this
can't buy
movie.
knives.
That's one of my favorite lines from that movie.
I can't even find that movie.
It's
It
not
had-
streaming.
I don't. This doesn't even sound familiar to me.
It had Ernie Reyes Jr. He played.
Oh, that.
It's from Sidekicks.
Also, Ernie Reyes.
You just
Jr.
said like 4 words in a row that I don't know. What
He
they
wasn't
are.
in Sidekicks.
Remember the TV show?
Oh yeah.
Sidekicks.
Yeah, the TV show called
I don't know what
Sidekicks.
that is, and I don't know who that name is.
You're
that
too
you
young.
said. I'm
Ernie
41.
Reyes Jr. Okay, so he was in Ninja Turtles 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
know
He's
Ninja
Kino,
Turtles.
Kino or Kato or whatever.
Yeah.
Kato
He's the
yeah.
pizza boy.
They played, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So he was in that, and then his dad was in it too.
Yeah, it was
And,
a very.
and we're guessing the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Right, for 93.
this
so
movie,
far.
I
I've
guess
never
like
heard-
18.
I will guess.
Leslie Nielsen is the bad guy.
Oh, 99.
They defeated him. They defeated him by making his robotic hand grab his balls really hard.
I need to find this movie. I miss it. I want to watch it.
All right, I'm going to
better.
go for 48%.
What was yours?
19.
Okay, well, the score is
That wasn't
23.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Wow, that's another point for Ethan. The audience score, of course, was
Did I say-
68.
Hopefully, if we go back in the tape, I did say 19, but it was something like
I remember it. Yeah. Okay, I heard you talk about Follow That Bird a couple of times from 1985. Let's
Classic.
see what you think the critic score is for this classic film.
72. I'm going back to that.
I'm still thinking it's like a lower one. I'm going to go with like 61.
Well, the correct answer is 92%
Wow.
from the
Wow.
critics.
Okay.
However, you win an extra point because the audience score is 72.
Wow, I nailed it. I
Nailed
did
the
it.
Yes.
I did it. Right.
Exactly.
Now I feel weird because I love that movie and I'm with the critics. I don't like being with the critics.
All right, for the final one, future Vice President J.D. Vance's 2020 film, Hillbilly Elegy.
Gosh, I think
Now, I have a
remember.
question. Well, we can answer this afterwards. We'll make our guesses. Has anybody checked if the score has changed drastically since he was picked? Like, are people either liking
yeah, I
it
don't
or
know. That's a good
disliking it because of his pick as vice president?
Well, I don't,
That can only happen in the audience score, I
don't
think.
yeah, the audience score. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think
Okay.
any new reviews have been written of it. I
I
just
will
checked
guess-
today, though.
I will guess 78% for that.
I
one.
think I recall it was around 50. I'll do 51.
Okay, well, the correct answer is 25. The critics hated it.
Wow.
They said,
What about the audience?
oh, they loved it. 82%.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
one of those
man.
ones that famously was divided.
I feel like I'm thinking audience for all these. I keep forgetting that we're supposed to be doing.
You're mad at the
critics.
people.
I am, because the critic score doesn't really matter to me. I always think like, do people
Yeah.
like it?
Yeah. So sometimes people are dumb and then they like really bad movies.
Okay,
happens.
so for this next one, it requires a video
So we have
clip
to watch a
from
clip.
yes
Okay.
from the what was it, the 1997 martial arts action movie Drive, starring Mark Dacascos, Kadeem Hardison. I have to read from your screen because
Yeah,
and Brittany Murphy. All right, I will play this video and I will pause it and you can tell me what happens next.
Yeah, he's shooting. There's guys hiding behind boxes.
They'll be able to see the video.
Wrench. He's got a wrench. Is that a good guy or bad guy? Oh, chainsaw.
That is Malik. He is the
Malik Obama.
yes. He is the comedy.
Is that one of the daughters? Is
He is the comedy relief in this movie.
that okay? Uzis. Are we gonna get demonetized for this?
Hopefully.
We're gonna lose our dollar.
Okay. What happens after this? Does A, Malik stabs the gunman through the chest with a chainsaw, spraying the whole garage with blood. B, Malik cuts off the gunman's hand, causing the gun to spin through the air and shoot the gunman to death. C, the chainsaw fails to start because it's electric and not plugged in. Malik is forced to use it like a sword, leading to a bizarre martial arts battle. Or D, Malik cuts the gunman's legs off at the knees, forcing the gunman to chase him around on bloody stumps.
I feel like it's B or C. Those are the two that I'm like.
Well, yeah, I want to say B, but I want it to be D. So I'll go with D. It's because I'm a man of hope.
I feel like it's between B or C for me. I'll go with B. I'm gonna try B.
Okay. B is Malik cuts off the gunman's hand, causing the gun to spin through the air and shoot the gunman to death. And D is Malik cuts the gunman's legs off at the knees, forcing the gunman to chase him around on bloody stumps. Okay, here we go for the reveal.
Oh. Adam got it.
Amazing. Amazing.
I'm sad I've not seen that clip because I feel like I know those clips. That's like my thing. I should know that one. I've seen Tiger Beat, the chainsaw fight in Tiger Beat. You know,
this is an underrated action movie from 1997. If I was still living out here, it would have been my choice for the video for the Chestertons. All right, so I didn't keep score because I have ADHD. So I'm going to declare myself the winner, and condolences to both of you.
Oh man,
Thank you.
I loved that game.
That's so fun.
I forgot to keep score, guys. I'm sorry. There was numbers, and I was like, I'm not doing math.
It was really fun to do that game that didn't matter and then lose arbitrarily.
That's exactly what this podcast is. It doesn't matter.
People in the comments can tally up the scores and say who won in the bottom.
Exactly.
So yeah, make it mean something.
It still wouldn't. What would you do with those points if you won?
Oh, I would probably.
All right, on to the movie review.
You didn't even let me finish.
And
I was going to invest them so they'd be worth more points later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, save them up.
Oh, that's a good point. You should have banked them.
I would have taken them to the ticket counter for a spider ring.
I would have added them to my Twitter bio. Defeated Adam Yenser.
Oh my goodness.
Well, speaking of other movies, we actually did get to go get a pre-screening of a huge movie coming out starring Kit Harington of Game of Thrones called The Beast Within. Now, you would think that this is a movie about like a werewolf or like a big monster inside of him or something like that, but it's actually about a guy who just got a really big burrito at Chipotle, and he just spent like 6 hours on the can.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Really? You remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, we all saw it.
And then he went into the woods with his glowing eyes and scared a bunch of teenagers. because of the burrito, he was kind of doubled over and crawling, and they were like, there's a 5-foot creature with glowing eyes. Oh, yeah. And it's growling, but that was his burrito. Just, I shouldn't have eaten that burrito.
Butt growls.
I'm just going to say it. Best Christian movie of the decade. Best Christian movie of the decade.
The Beast Within. How's that Christian?
Huh?
I don't want to hear the thing. I don't want to be the whole time I was watching it. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I think this movie was staged.
Well, especially when he started singing that Tales of as Old as Time.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. So it wasn't actually like he's not a werewolf, but he got bit by a werewolf with irritable bowel syndrome. Was what happened.
That's right.
It's a similar thing.
Mm-hmm.
A full moon.
But it was pretty inspiring though. It was like about how anyone can become a massive YouTube celebrity who gives everyone thousands of dollars and builds them houses in Africa. Makes chocolate.
Yes, exactly. Yes, everyone has a little Mr. Beast inside of them.
Now we can put Mr. Beast in the hashtags and get into the algorithm better.
Get the algorithm.
Because we mentioned him.
I thought it was a little crazy how the first thing that turns someone into a werewolf is if they say the name Luigi slightly different than everyone else's.
Yeah. So idiots would be worried about that. like people in our audience.
Yeah.
I'm not invited back. I was told not to make
Great.
that joke.
No, it'd be great if we. That joke was funny when I made it on the Babylon Bee podcast 8 months ago.
You think I watched the Babylon Bee
I haven't
podcast?
watched that since all the good people left.
We're just breaking all the
Breaking all the
things,
rules.
all the things I said don't say on
He
this
said not to talk
podcast.
about. Yeah. Well, we want to thank everybody. We want to thank Trevor for coming. Trevor's dad is in the
Do we?
audience tonight.
Do we want to thank Trevor?
Yeah. Trevor, I don't know how you pronounce it, but Matt, thank Matt for putting all this together. The plants, he spritzes the plants gently and
He spritzes them so they
puts
look
all
shiny.
yeah, it shines
They
them
look
up.
like a natural
He delicately
rainforest
wipes each
behind
leaf with a cotton Kleenex tissue. And we want to thank. I don't think Frank actually put any jokes in, but thank Frank for being Frank. Trevor, he's here.
Thanks,
Trevor
guys.
Andersen live.
Our contributors on Discord. Thank you for throwing in story
Someday
ideas my
someday
way.
I'll figure out what that is.
Discord's this thing. And our editors, Daniel States, Johnny Tutz. He threw a couple jokes in. Don and the Bard. And anybody who helped us edit the document and give us all those notes to read through in the show. Of course, Austin Robertson, the voice of the Talk Down.
And to viewers like you, who somehow managed to find time to listen to yet another podcast. Stay tuned next for the news.
The Talk Down is filmed in a dark room in front of a couple of fake plants. For more information or to become a subscriber, go to thetalkdown.com.